Hey, what's up you guys? We're back with another video, and today is an exciting one because even though I put this off for a while and I debated on pushing it even further, I'm finally doing a bookshelf tour, a detailed bookshelf tour, just because I know that even though this channel is like fairly new for the book space and everything, I know I would be curious of what's behind me, and I film in front of this all the time, so I might as well show you guys. Most of these books have been read. Some, few and far between, have not, just for filler on certain categories or just for the sake of space, because I do only have this Billy bookshelf, which is from IKEA, by the way, and the slimmer version of it, the smaller version. That's really all the space I have to keep books in my room. So I do have to cycle through them a lot, and I have to pick my favorites and pick what I want to buy very carefully. Not very good at that, but that is what these are. And right now they're seasonally decorated, as you could tell, but I think it's time. I think it's time, and eventually when these change up, I will show you them again, but hope you enjoy what I have to show you as of now. So I'll start by giving you guys an overview. This is my door, this is my Dyson Airwrap and some Victoria's Secret dogs, and then obviously the two bookshelves. Okay, I'm going to try to stay as stable as possible. I am holding this by hand, so I'm going to hope that the clips are not making you dizzy. But anyways, top shelf, top to bottom on the biggest one, I have Heartstoppers by Alice Oseman, Solitaire by Alice Oseman, The Prince and the Dressmaker, which is a graphic novel. If you guys want a graphic novel, LGBTQ as well, I definitely recommend that one. It's really cute. We have Fangs, which is another graphic novel, and honestly, beautiful. I'll show you guys this one. It's so cute, and this is about vampires and werewolves. We have my Death Note Black Edition manga, because I don't know if you know, I am very much obsessed with Death Note, and I just need one more volume to complete this collection. They're like flipped over because the pages are sprayed black. Then we have the deluxe editions of The Girl from the Other Side. I only have 2 and 3. They are beautiful though. Like, this one is giving fall, and I hope to get the rest. They're just very, very expensive, but I like them. I love them. They're beautiful. They have little signs in the back too. Then we have more manga. This is what I consider my manga graphic novel shelf, if you haven't realized. But this is Orange. This is possibly my favorite manga ever. So if you haven't read this and you are ready for an existential crisis moment, definitely, definitely, definitely recommend Orange. And then we have my Sailor Moon, not Sailor Moon, Sailor Neptune, specifically her like replica wand, her transformation wand. It is beautiful. This was very, very expensive. I don't want to talk about it, but she lives there, and she has like a matching set with the other wand, but I never got my hands on it, so that's unfortunate. But the color is beautiful, and it's my prized possession. Okay, this here is what I consider my fantasy shelf. I'm very new into fantasy, so a lot of these are literally here as filler right now, and I'm sure this is one of the ones that's going to evolve really, really, really intensely over time. But we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart series in hardcover. I need the first book in hardcover, so if anyone kindly wants to sell me, gift me, or whatever, their version, I will take it. We have Caraval by Stephanie Garber, which is actually signed. I thrifted that, and it's one of my prized possessions. But also, I don't have the second or third book, even though I have read those. And then we have the Divine Rivals duology right here. And then we go into random volumes of Cassandra Clare. This is awkward, I know. I've read a lot from the library, but I'm slowly thrifting my collection. So these are kind of here as like placeholders for now, because they seem kind of off not having the rest of the series. And I haven't read some of these at all. I've read like City of Angels, City of Glass, but not these that are further into the series, obviously. Then we have Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. These are flipped just because the color gradient looks better this way. I'm sorry. Finished Fourth Wing. Have not gotten through Iron Flame. I'm so sorry. It's just so long and the font is so tiny. Then we have Powerless and Reckless. Love Powerless. Reckless is a little meh moment, but here we are. Then we have the Infernal Devices here. I've only read volume 1, which is this one. And I just bought all 3 because how was I not supposed to? I do plan on reading these, just have not made my way through that. And then we have Half a Soul and Once Upon a Broken Heart in paperback, unfortunately, like I said, and the novel for Powerless. So now we have made it onto the 3rd shelf, and these ghosts are from Michael's, these are from Target, and the rest of the pumpkins are from years ago. I cannot tell you where I got them. And these candles all are also mixed matched, but usually from like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, that vibe. Anyways, 3rd shelf activities is my romance kind of shelf, I like to call it. This is Daisy Jones and the Six, Hello Stranger, One Star Romance, A Winter in New York, which I don't necessarily love, and I think about unhauling her every day, but that time still has not come. Abby Jimenez, Yours Truly, which is how I first read Abby Jimenez, and now obviously love every other book, just that this is my favorite. It is a book of the month copy, unfortunately, but I can't part with it when I know that's where it spawned from for me. Speaking of Abby Jimenez, we have Just for the Summer, Part of Your World, all of the Emily Henry, of course. All of these, we know the classic. The 70-Year Slip, A Novel Love Story, The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I did read completely before the show was ever made. Then we have Better Than the Movies, Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which is my only book by Ali Hazelwood that I've actually read. I know it's the weirdest choice I've made in my life, but she's the only one that's made it onto this red shelf at this point. We have The Ex-Hex, which is one of the first books that I ever found from Book Talk, and it was like when I was first starting to read, honestly, like 3-4 years ago now. One Day in December, which I do really love, so if you're looking for a winter book this upcoming winter, that one's the one to go. And Normal People. I know Normal People isn't a romance, but it just fits there, and I honestly love it. It's one of my 5-star books, so that's why it's there. It just fits there. We have another candle, like I said, and we have a bookend, which is from TJ Maxx years ago, and small little books from, what is it called? They're minifigures that I bought from Target, and then a crystal that I was gifted. So that lives there. If you didn't realize, the ghost dangles from the 3rd to the 4th shelf, which is my, I call horror, thriller, mystery books, I guess. It's a mix of everything. We have a Bath & Body Works candle from years ago. I love this scent. I literally have this in hand sanitizers and everything. But anyways, moving her out of the way. We then have Stephen King, If It Bleeds. I have not read that, but I thrifted it and I want to do it so bad. Then we have The Stranger Upstairs, First Lie Wins, and Vampires of El Norte, which are all Book of the Month books. Anxious People, which I've raved about for so long now. And then my favorite books ever, which is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, next to Five Survive and The Disappearance of Rachel Price, all by Holly Jackson. So prized possession here. Then we have The Inheritance Games and The Brothers Hawthorne. I know there's a new book for these. I don't even know if I want to continue that series. The completionist in me wants to, but I've read all of these except for, like I said, it's the Stephen King one. This is where it gets weird again. If we've learned something, it's that these shelves don't really make sense because of space. But we have Paper Towns, Looking for Alaska, Turtles All the Way Down, The Fault in Our Stars, and The Anthropocene Reviewed, all by John Green. I love John Green, and some of these are signed. I'm trying to collect them all signed, but I can't find them. Some of these are thrifted, and honestly, if John Green watches this for some reason, or you have a signed copy you want to exchange, I'm down. Then we have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I have not read, but I will be reading for Chloe's Patreon. And then we have Bunny by Mona Awad, the novella for The Good Girl's Guide to Murder called Killjoy, and Carmilla, which is a beautiful, stunning book, also vampires, also LGBT, and a classic. And then we have Stephen King's Salem's Lot, which I also have not read. So most of the shelf is read, but not all of it. Hopefully we will get that done this October or November. This is a shelf that I think is one of the funnest shelves because it really tells you my age and it tells you what kind of person I am. Moving the candles out of the way, again, more candles, but we have my collection of Pretty Little Liar books. It's not completed. I'm missing some random ones and I'm still thrifting them all. Again, a cry for help. If you have these and want to get rid of them, please, please, please send them my way. But yes, these are all thrifted and I'm very, very proud. I love these covers and I'm so sad that they changed them. I have read about 90% of this Pretty Little Liars collection. They suck, but a part of me loves that they suck, and that's okay. It's like the love and hate relationship with the show itself. We have Harry Potter, which I have read up to, I think, book 4. So my next one would be 5, 6, and 7. I just have not done it with my Hermione wand as well up top that I can't get rid of. Don't tell me to get rid of it. Thank you. Next, we have all of the Hunger Game books in hardcover. These were all thrifted, including the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, as well as my Twilight collection that is fully thrifted. I take pride and joy that I have found these all because I didn't find them together. Like, I had to get this one first and then that one, and then another trip I got Catching Fire and all of that. It was not simple. It was not fun, but I finally completed it. I'm so, so happy. I recently reread the Hunger Games series and I still love it. And as much as we want to hate on the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I love it, and it doesn't matter that it's long and maybe shouldn't be that long. This gets weirder and we're going to keep it simple. These are a whole bunch of my sociology books for university when I attended university, and I can't part ways with them. These are a couple textbooks and a couple yearbooks that are flipped over so that you don't know what schools they're from. Not that it matters, but that's that. Here I have magazines from my teen years, and I also will not be showing you those. Then more childhood books, like the Barney storybook, I can't part with. This is from my childhood and I cannot do it. So this is a shelf that I wish didn't exist so that I could put more books, but it simply does, and it's for storage reasons. This is me being real with you guys. The coolest thing I have here is this Disneyland book. It just has every possible historical Disneyland thought inside of it, and the planning of it, and Walt's story, and so much more. It's really, really cool, and I got that off of a swap meet, so that's fun times. We are back to the top of the narrow, skinny shelf, and this is my Babel Shrine by R.F. Kuang. What happened here is that I read Babel once, and I thought it related so much to my sociology degree and makes so much sense for me, so it became one of my favorite books ever, and one of the books that I'm most proud of to say I've read or I even own in my collection. So I bought a version that's just standard. I got that from Costco. And this is my beautiful hundreds of dollars. It was like $100 something Illumicrate version of Babel that was gifted to me. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And if you want to see it in details, let me know. I could post stuff on my Instagram of opening it and stuff, because one of my prized possessions, wholeheartedly, like you could see it from the side. The spelling of Babel is just beautiful. So yes, it deserves a shrine. And if you haven't read it, please, please, please do. Even if it's through audio, highly recommend it. This is my Spy Family collection. I am missing one volume that is out in the US. There is up to 12 volumes so far. And yes, I do plan on collecting all of them. Hopefully it doesn't start sucking, but they are just adorable. Like, how am I not supposed to want this? I really try not to buy manga and just check them out. But this one is just too stunning, as well as my Anya and my other bag clip, also from the series. Very excited. The next volume is gonna be her on the cover, so she's finally gonna look like she belongs, and I can't wait any longer to purchase it. Oh my god. Here we have another ghost guy, and he is sitting in front of my Addicted / Calloway Sister series. I have read up to Kiss the Sky, I'm going to be honest, and I am missing the last book, but I don't want to finish this series. It's one of the few series that I started reading when I first joined the book space, like hardcore, and I love it. I remember loving all those books, and I hope I love it as much when I finish it, but I just have not prioritized getting through it. It is a family friends situation about people that deal with certain addictions, and if you're interested, I would search it up before reading. But yes, a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. It looks beautiful though. These are also the indie covers before they were traditionally published at Barnes again. So they're like the glossy covers. Can I show you this? Yes, they're the glossy covers, and I have a love-hate relationship with that, because for Fuel the Fire, the one at Barnes is now orange. Here it's blue, but this is what I own, and she gets a little shrine too. This is a fun, cute little shelf. It looks cuter when it's not fall, just because, you know, it looks cleaner. Here we have my few poetry books. So Watering the Soul, Fluke's Film for Her, and my Halsey poem book. The bottom one is just a decoy book with bookmarks and stuff, but it's so beautiful. Like, I literally love this shelf. And the only thing that's not poetry is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which is just a short story version thing that was translated from Japanese to English. And I read that volume of it. They have more, but that's the only one that I have picked up. Another fun shelf, we have my 2021 tassel. I graduated university that year, and this is really interesting. It has a huge backstory. I love this frame, and I had matching ones with my once best friend, and then I had to repurpose it because we're no longer best friends, and it's weird. So I put 2 concerts worth of Raul Alejandro, a Latin artist, confetti from his tour in here. The blue is from the first tour I ever went to from him, and I was floor seats, and then the white one is from the second tour, so it's very, very sentimental to me. This is what I call my San Diego shrine, because this is a Balboa Park book inside a La Jolla archive book, and a whole like downtown / the beginning buildings of San Diego ever. And I have an obsession with the history of where I live, and these are really, really cool. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they're just awesome. I am a nerd, such a nerd for all of these things. And then the last shelf is Justin Bieber books right here. Then we have a cookbook and my Frozen shrine. Clearly, my skinny shelf is dedicated to things that I love. And I love Frozen too. These are from a birthday cake I had, and this one has been read, this one has not. We have a candle up in the front, and then we have random books in the back, like another copy of Fourth Wing, where the crawdad sings, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, The Outsiders, and like a Selena book. I think, let's see. There's a, oh God. There is a Selena Quintanilla book. There is The Petit Prince in French. Les Jeux sont faits in French also. The Secret Garden. The Watsons Go to Birmingham, which is a childhood book. Holes in Spanish, Holes in English, and The Little Prince in English. So those get protected from the sun and all the elements, and they don't get seen much. So this is an exclusive take for you guys of what hides behind here. I hope that you enjoyed my collection despite it not being so large. I hope it at least gave you a taste of what I like reading, what I like to keep, what I like to buy, and what I plan to read in the future, honestly. I think this bookshelf represents me pretty well, so I hope you learned something. Hope you got a book maybe that you want to read now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.